Hello there everybody, this is LEGO Lover 117 coming back at you with the 2019 edition of my Thomas & Friends home media collection. I have gotten so many requests over the last couple of weeks to finally do this collection video. I appreciate that you guys are so enthusiastic about this collection. Quite honestly, it hasn't grown all that much over the last year, really just a few odds and ends here and there, but nothing really too major. But let's not waste any more time. Let's just go ahead and get this out of the way, because this is probably going to be another half-hour video. So as I do, per normal, let's begin with the VHS. And these are not in any kind of chronological order, really. I just kind of set up these stacks in front of me here in whichever way I felt was necessary. So let's start with this stack here, just because it seems like the most convenient one. Here's a reprint of 10 Years of Thomas. This is Best of Gordon. Is this the one that... Yes, this is the one that actually has Best of Gordon in it. Here's Best of Percy. This is a childhood copy. Best of Thomas. That's a childhood one. And then another Best of Thomas in better condition, actually, than my childhood one. This is probably the biggest addition to the VHS collection this year. This is the TV Teddy Thomas tape. Thomas and Bertie's Great Race and Other Adventures. I haven't done an HMR on this yet because I don't really know why, actually. I've had this for over a year now. Maybe I'll do one on that. This is the black sticker label copy of Make Someone Happy. Not very common, that one. Got a reprint of Daisy. We recently took a look at on HMR. Two copies down here of Thomas Gets Tricked, both of them in various conditions. Then we've got two more copies of Thomas Gets Tricked up here at the top. This is the red one. And then this is just another regular version. Not the best condition out of all of them. Here's James Learns a Lesson. This is the blue tape. One of the most common blue tapes. And then this is the red one. For proof, it's red. And then, most recently, we took a look at this on HMR, the 1992 version of James Learns a Lesson. One of the last 90s reprints I needed. Here's the original copy of Tenders and Turntables, except it's not red, it's black. But it has the original box, so I count it as original. And then here's the 1992 reprinted version. Underneath that, the red version of Tenders and Turntables in the original box, as well as the 1992 reprinted version. The original 1991 print of Better Late Than Never, with that sticker there recorded in SP. Kind of cool that it's got that sticker on there. A blast from the past, as they say. And then over here is the 1992 reprinted version, with Duck on the cover. So after that comes the original print of Trust Thomas here. And then here's the Time Life version of Trust Thomas. The most common Time Life tape, if I may add. The original print of Thomas Gets Bumped. Almost said Thomas Gets Tricked, but that's not correct. Thomas, Percy, and the Dragon, with the gold sticker on the front there. My original print of Daisy, with the gold sticker as well. James Goes Buzz Buzz. This kind of stuff you guys have seen multiple times throughout multiple collection videos, so I'm just kind of buzzing through this. Percy's Ghostly Trick, not Percy Gets Tricked. Why do I keep wanting to say Gets Tricked for all of these? Thomas's Christmas Party, original print, and Rusty to the Rescue, original print. Aha, here's one of the rarest VHS tapes ever released for Thomas and Friends, and Tales from the Tracks. Very happy I found that. It's such a good deal. Two Thomas Adventures. This is one of the free sampler videos that I sometimes pop in the player every now and then. An original print of 10 Years of Thomas. It's a blue tape. Here's the other free sampler video. That's Thomas's Sodor Stories. Here's the Best of Gordon that has a 10 Years of Thomas tape in it. So that's fun. Love getting ripped off. Hooray for Thomas on VHS. I think I have another one of those. James and the Red Balloon. I don't think this is the broken one. No, this is the one that works. I've gotten a lot of comments recently telling me to get rid of the old James Goes Buzz. Not James Goes Buzz, but James and the Red Balloon. Sorry, my brain is mush. I just went to Indiana today, so I don't know why I'm shooting this video. Anyway, I've had a lot of people comment in the last few months for me to either throw away my old James and the Red balloon tape or to scrap it or something. No, that tape holds a lot of childhood memories for me, and I'm not getting rid of it. Races, Rescues, and Runaways. I think that's a second version I have of that. I don't think that's a childhood one. Thomas's Friends Help Out. And Thomas's Sodor Celebration. Here's New Friends for Thomas. Steamies versus Diesels. That's a factory error. Thomas and the Jet Engine. It's great to be an engine. Aha, there's my second copy of Hooray for Thomas. I know I had 2 of those. Apparently I have 2 Thomas's Sodor Celebrations too. Here is Percy Saves the Day. That one was actually pretty hard to get my hands on, looking back on it. Calling All Engines, still not in the best condition. Track Stars, this one's extremely easy to get your hands on. It's so funny how many sealed versions of Track Stars I find on eBay. And then here's another pretty rare one, Thomas and the Really Brave Engines. Again, pretty hard to get my hands on that. I think that and Percy Saves the Day and Hooray for Thomas came in a lot on eBay a few years ago, so that was really nice to find those. Here's Thomas's Friends Help Out with the original 60 Minutes of Fun sticker on that. Never peeled that off as a kid. I'm glad I didn't, because that has collector's value. Thomas and His Friends Get Along reprint. Thomas's Trackside Tunes. Thomas's Christmas Wonderland with the matte red finish, not the metallic red. Blue copy of Make Someone Happy. Extremely common, but that one came from my grandparents' house, so it has nostalgic memories for me. I believe this is my childhood copy of Races, Rescues, and Runaways. Salty Secret. Percy's Chocolate Crunch. Here's my childhood copy of James and the Red Balloon, because it's broken. You can see there. And rounding out this last stack is Thomas's Snowy Surprise. Now we've got some 90s reprints to look at. Here's a 90s reprint of Rusty to the Rescue. Here's an original of Thomas Comes to Breakfast. And here's an original of Thomas's Friends Get Along, as well as an original Big Day for Thomas. This one's pretty rare. The other two, not so much, but Big Day for Thomas tape. I don't know why that one was so specifically hard to find. Reprint of Gallant Old Engine. I can say it right. It's not Gallant, it's Gallant. Thank you to the millions of comments that pointed that out to me. Reprint of Thomas Comes to Breakfast. Probably my second... No, I think this is my favorite home media release. I had this growing up as a kid, and I loved it. Was really sad when it broke, but I bought a new one, so yay. Reprint of A Big Day for Thomas. Very uncommon. You don't see these all that often. Reprint of Thomas Gets Bumped. Reprint of Sing Along and Stories. I don't know why people keep telling me to get the original print of this. And then here's a Best of James in a clamshell case that probably came from either a library or a video rental store. I have a curse with this. I just can't get a regular VHS copy of Best of James, apparently. Because my other one, if you can see on the screen right there, that's special too. Here's a reprint of James Learns a Lesson. A reprint of Thomas Gets Tricked. Another not very common reprint version from the 90s. Glad I finally have that. Not an original of Thomas Meets the Queen. It's an ink label, but they never changed the box art. Thomas's Friends Help Out again. This one in much better condition than the other one. The original print of Thomas and the Special Letter. Still don't have the reprint of that. Maybe I'll pick it up one day. Reprint of Thomas Gets Bumped. Reprint of James Goes Buzz Buzz, which ironically still makes a buzzing noise when I play this in the VCR. Reprint of Thomas's Christmas Party. I prefer the reprint artwork over the sticker label artwork. I just don't like that cartoons or Topham Hatt on the front. Original Gallant Old Engine. This one makes more sense because the fact that it has Rheneas on the front of it. And then to round this stack out, we've got a reprint of Percy's Ghostly Trick. So now we move into special releases as well as releases that don't have boxes. So for special releases, I have 8 of these Wooden Train bonus pack versions. I've got a Percy's Chocolate Crunch here that came with the Breakdown Train. Thomas's Christmas Wonderland, that came with James. A Big Day for Thomas came with Donald, surprisingly. I don't know what he has to do with that. And Thomas, Percy, and the Dragon, which is probably the most recent reprint version I have of this, it's ink labeled, came with an express coach. This one was probably the most useful back in the day because express coaches are great. I have 4 of them. Here's my other version of Best of James, which, funny enough, supposedly came with James. I think that's how I got my old style James as a kid. Best of Thomas came with Henry for some odd reason. That was odd. Cranky Bugs came with Edward. That one kind of makes sense. And then Thomas Gets Bumped, which this one might be in the running for weirdest bonus pack because it came with Mike. Okay. Good way for you to get Mike, kids. So now here are releases that don't have boxes. We've got a reprint of Cranky Bugs. Songs from the Station. Still don't have a boxed version of this, unfortunately. Spills and Chills, a blue ink labeled version, as well as a later reprinted version. I don't have a box for Spills and Chills either. I guess I'm cursed with that one too. And then this is Thomas Breaks the Rules. I don't remember how I got this. Maybe this came in a lot or something? I don't remember how I got this, actually. Underneath that, you can see I have 3 copies of Thomas and the Magic Railroad on VHS. Don't really need to show those off individually. But for the fact that this one's my childhood one, I can tell because of the creases on the front. And then right here on the bottom, we've got that coin bank thing for 10 Years of Thomas. It's in that metal case. A really weird version, but a really awesome version because of its packaging. And if you open it up, you got your VHS tape inside of there. Alright, so that's the VHS. Give me a few minutes, let me set up for the DVDs. Woo, don't you guys just love jump cuts? That didn't take too long to set up at all, right? It's almost like it was instantly there. No, that took forever to set up. But here we are, folks, for the DVD section of the Thomas & Friends Home Media Collection 2019 edition extravaganza, yada yada yada. A lot of words in that title. Yeah, this section's pretty big. I pretty much have the entire complete U.S. library of Thomas & Friends DVDs. At least one of every single version. I don't have every single reprint, but as far as I'm concerned, the collection is basically complete at this point. I don't need every single reprint, so it's complete in my eyes. Let's start with this middle stack here, because this is starting to fall over. This is the reprinted version of Thomas's Halloween Adventures from last year. I've got all 4 of the 2007 Best of reprints with those really weird faces that whistle. Here's Best of Gordon, Best of James, Best of Percy, who still sounds like he's dying. Yeah, you can barely hear that. It's unfortunate. Poor Percy. And then Best of Thomas, who actually whistles really well, actually. I put this in the collection every year, even though it's not official, but here's my DVD print that I made of Thomas and the Tragic Railroad, back when I had no knowledge of Photoshop or anything. I just threw that together in Microsoft Word. It's nostalgic for me. Here's a double feature that I picked up back in like 2015, I think, of New Friends for Thomas and Spills and Chills. That was back when Mattel actually cared about the classic series or making the show good, because I don't care about that anymore. Double feature of Thomas's Halloween Adventures and Percy's Ghostly Trick. Picked that up at Toys R Us. R.I.P. The infamous Holiday Favorites DVD box set. And then here is Totally Thomas Volume 3. That includes New Friends for Thomas, A Big Day for Thomas, and Thomas and the Really Brave Engines. Let's do this stack next with the Best of James, Sing-Along and Stories. A reprint of Sing-Along and Stories, now titled Hop On Board. Kind of misleading there. Thomas and his friends get along. Thomas comes to breakfast. A slim case because it came in a Wooden Train bonus pack, as well as A Big Day for Thomas. The Best of James, I think it came in a Wooden Train bonus pack, but I don't remember. That was from my childhood, so I don't remember what it came with, or if it came with anything. Cranky Bugs and Other Stories. Races, Rescues, and Runaways. Fell over there, but 10 Years of Thomas. Spills and Chills. Make Someone Happy. 3 copies of Magic Railroad on DVD. Here's an original. And here is reprint version from 2019 and a sealed version from 2019. And then here's Thomas's Christmas Wonderland. That was donated to the collection by my good pal, Wooden Railway Only, or just Ro as he calls himself nowadays. Thanks, brother, once again. Best of Percy. Best of Thomas. Still have no idea why Best of Percy was released first. Best of James with the free CD sampler. Except this one didn't come with a CD sampler. Oh, no, it did. That was another version I had that didn't come with a CD sampler. Trackside Tunes. Oh. Salty Secret. Percy's Chocolate Crunch. James and the Red Balloon. James and the Red Balloon with a CD sampler. No, this was the one that didn't come with a CD sampler. Remember, this one came with James and the Trouble with Trees, which is a take-along DVD. Here's a Walmart exclusive version of Thomas's Snowy Surprise. Came with that holiday calendar, which I still have. It's right here, the fake back and everything. There it is. Really cool to find that sealed. And then here's a more recent reprint of Thomas's Snowy Surprise. I don't remember what year this came out in. I think it was 2016 when Mattel brought that back. The Best of Gordon. 2 copies of New Friends for Thomas. One of them is scratched and doesn't work. This one, I believe, is the one that works. Thomas and the Toy Workshop. That was a reprint that we took a look at not very long ago on HMR. And here's another reprint. It's a double feature. Came with Thomas and the Really Brave Engines. Came out the same day as Avengers Age of Ultron. I will never forget that. That's embroiled into my memory. Fun with Thomas, the free sampler DVD. As well as the other, more rare sampler, Quarry Adventures on Sodor. I found that for 99 cents at a thrift store. Best deal I ever made. I made the best trade deal in the history of trade deals. Thomas Gets Tricked. James Learns a Lesson. The reprint that started it all. That's what made me want to do HMR. Trust Thomas. I've always really liked this artwork of Mavis on the purple pinkish background. I really liked that. Thomas Gets Bumped. Percy Takes the Plunge. Or just Daisy, reissued. James Goes Buzz Buzz. Percy's Ghostly Trick with the glow-in-the-dark slipcover. Rusty to the Rescue. Thomas and the Special Letter. Thomas and his friends help out, and Henry and the Elephant. And before we move on, if you see off to the side here, ooh, that was sitting on that. That would not have been good. This is that 2-pack of Engine to the Rescue and Tale of the Brave. Very happy to find this complete in box. This is super-duper rare. So, suck it, all you other Thomas and Friends home media collectors. I've got it and you don't. Alright, so coming up here on this next stack, let's take a look at this. Here's the Take and Play Thomas's Railway Adventures pack thing. It has the DVD with Slippy Sodor and the Early Bird. One of the samplers. Kind of cool. One of the only toy packs, surprisingly. Except for the Take-Along DVDs, which are next up. We've got Thomas's Special Letter, Percy Takes a Plunge, James and the Trouble with Trees, Henry and the Elephant, Gordon Takes a Tumble, and thanks to my buddy, Wooden Railway Only, Emily's Adventure. I still don't have Thomas to the Rescue. If anyone has it, please, hit me up. I need it bad. This is the promotional DVD that came with the Sodor Search and Rescue Center Wooden Railway Destination. And this came with another Wooden Railway set. I can't remember what it was, though. It's the... You can see it there. It's the episode... Better focus? There we go. Disappearing Diesels. On site with Thomas. Still don't have a case for this. It's still scratched. And Kelly's Windy Day still doesn't play properly. Thomas, Percy, and the Dragon. The story of Thomas and the Jet Engine. And then here are a few customs. One of my favorites, Better Late Than Tricked. Double feature includes Better Late Than Never and Thomas Gets Tricked. And then my bootlegged version of Dinos and Discoveries, back when I said, well, I ain't buying no more physical media, I can just make them myself. Yeah, that's illegal. I'm not selling it. I'm using it for personal gain, so it's not technically illegal. And underneath the samplers, we've got the only boxed set of the seasons, the early years. I wish they would have done more of these. The early years is a fantastic set. Everyone who likes Thomas should own it. You've got Start Your Engines. Now we're getting into the CGI stuff. Tinsel on the Tracks. This is in chronological order when it's in my closet on the shelves, but when I took it off the shelves, everything kind of got jumbled up. So we're at the tail end of the CGI era here. Ultimate Friendship Adventures. Extraordinary Engines. That release was less than extraordinary. Ha, dab. Journey Beyond Sodor. Christmas on Sodor. Thomas's Holiday Collection. This is what HMR should have ended on. And the most recent release, Thomas & Friends Home Media, Big World, Big Adventures, which at the time of this recording, that HMR has not aired yet. So I hope you guys liked it. And I'm sorry if I said negative things about it. I just don't like that movie. It's just, it ain't good. Underneath that, I've got my Blu-rays. They're still not complete. I'm missing King of the Railway, but I will buy it one day. Misty Island Rescue, The Day of the Diesels, Blue Mountain Mystery, Tale of the Brave, Sodor's Legend of the Lost Bess Thomas movie, and the Great Mediocre Thomas movie. Underneath that, I've got some releases from the UK that a fan actually sent me. So, the very best of Thomas and Friends. A UK copy of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. That's really cool to have. Brave Little Engines. Truckloads of Fun. Together on the Tracks. And then the complete Season 3. I couldn't read that. The complete 3rd season of Thomas. The complete 9th season. And the complete 12th season. So thank you to that fan who sent those to me. I have not watched any of them because I don't have a means to. Man, we are just changing camera angles all over the place, aren't we? Steamies vs. Diesels. Thomas and the Jet Engine. I almost knocked over all of that stuff. That would not have been good. It's great to be an engine. When I got that as a kid, I started to realize this isn't the Thomas I like. Hooray for Thomas. Thomas's Sodor Celebration. Songs from the Station. Another Songs from the Station, which I think I've gotten a lot. I might give that away at some point, I don't know. I don't really need 2 copies of it. Percy Saves the Day. Calling All Engines, which I've had a few people yelling at me to get the original print of Calling All Engines. I don't need it. This is the same thing as the original print. I don't need it. Please stop telling me to buy it. Great Destinations, a really rare sampler DVD, actually, that has both Calling All Engines and Songs from the Station on it on one disc. I believe it was a Blockbuster exclusive because of, well, this has a Blockbuster case on it, and I can't find any other information on it. So that's really cool to have. Thomas and the Really Brave Engines, Track Stars, a Universal print of Track Stars. Tales from the Tracks, Thomas's Halloween Adventures, Universal reprint of that, Come Ride the Rails. I don't know what happened there. I think something was stuck on there. Milkshake Muddle. Yikes, don't like that one, for anyone who remembers. Thomas's Trusty Friends, Carnival Capers, another copy of Carnival Capers, which I believe came in a lot. Once again, I don't need another copy of that. Maybe I'll do a giveaway. I don't know. Ultimate Christmas. It's a Lionsgate reprint of that. Engines and Escapades. Blah. I can't talk. Thomas and the Treasure. Mud, Glorious Mud. And The Great Discovery. Or no, I'm sorry. The Great Discovery. Thomas. Everyone just loves doing Pierce Brosnan impressions of that. Thomas was so sad. Thomas, no! Alright, 2 more stacks to go. Here we go, people. Let's do it. We've got this Team Up with Thomas reprint that's really bad. I don't like it at all. Y'all saw me rip into that on HMR, I assume. The Adventure Pack has all of Season 12, as well as an original print of Team Up with Thomas. I am trying to get the last 3, okay? At some point I will buy them, I just don't need them at the moment. Hero of the Rails. Massively underrated, actually. Not a lot of people talk about Hero of the Rails nowadays, and really, whenever they do, it's to harp on it. It's really good. Holiday Express, this one's really bad. Splish Splash Splosh, with the Borders price tag on it. Still there. It's nostalgic. I'm not going to tear it off or anything, because it'll destroy the slipcover. Thomas and the Runaway Kite. The Greatest Stories. Creaky Cranky. Keep your eyes out for the Creaky Cranky collab. It's coming. It's coming. Original print of Misty Island Rescue on DVD. Really glad I have that with a slipcover. You don't see that too often nowadays. The Lion of Sodor. Wobbly Wheels and Whistles. Pop Ghost Thomas. My enthusiasm is just dropping. The Birthday Express. Thomas in Charge. Day of the Diesels, yeah, it's okay. Merry Christmas Thomas, an original print. And then a universal print of Merry Christmas Thomas. That one was bad. Rescue on the Rails, that one's also bad. Curious Cargo. Shit, there's no other way to put that. Engine Friends, the better version of the Greatest Stories. Schoolhouse Delivery. I don't remember that one being very good either. Before we move on to this last stack, here is DVD Bingo. That one's a really intriguing one. I really like DVD Bingo. Blue Mountain Mystery. A Very Thomas Christmas. That's a reprinted version. Nice artwork, but not a good release. Oh god, sticky situations. Muddy Matters. Here's where things start to get a little better. And I think I recommended Go-Go Thomas. I didn't think it was that bad. Railway Mischief. First season 17 release. Oh god. Animals aboard. Gross. Absolutely disgusting that release is. King of the Railway. With a slipcover. As well. Yeah, Santa's Little Engine with a slipcover. Love me my slipcovers, guys. You all know this. The Thomas Way. Bills and Thrills. Trouble on the Tracks. My original copy of Engines to the Rescue before I got the 2-pack. Tale of the Mediocre Thomas movie. Not very good. Although people will praise that to no end, even though it's not good, guys. Come on. Admit it. The Christmas Engines. Signals Crossed. Dinos and Discoveries. The Adventure Begins with the Walmart sticker. Whale of a Tale. Wild Water Rescue. Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. The original DVD print of that. Thomas's Christmas Carol. And rounding out the collection, pick it up, Tales on the Rails. So as I do every year, guys, this is it. This is everything. This is my entire Thomas & Friends home media collection for 2019. Yes, it's big. Yes, it's nearly complete. And I'm pretty proud of it, actually. I'm not proud of what I have to do after this video is over. I have to put all this stuff away, but I'm pretty proud of what I have been able to collect and accomplish over the last few years. I'm not done yet. There are still some reprints I need to get, but they're not a top priority at the moment, but I will pick them up at some point. So there you go, everyone who is commenting, when's your 2019 Thomas & Friends collection video? Here it is. Or home media collection, I should say. Here it is. You just got it. You watched the whole thing. You're welcome. With all that being said, guys, I want to thank you for watching, and as always, good night, everybody.